Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Department of Ag Trade Consumer Protection, it's Trisha Collins. Trisha, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming back on. This is a good sign that you came back for another show. So we had your first go around a little bit earlier in the month, and we're glad to have you back here after your debut. And today we're going to be talking. This one is very surprising to me, but I'm very excited to learn a little bit about it. It's avoid pet scams during the holiday shopping season. Tell us what's going on here.
Yeah, we're receiving some calls and complaints from Wisconsin consumers about some pet scams that are occurring. And with the holiday seasons coming up, some families may be thinking about adding a puppy or a kitten to their family. And we just wanted to kind of walk you through what we're hearing and then provide some tips on how you can avoid a pet scam. So in the scam that we're hearing about, it starts most likely on an online marketplace. So maybe a social media site or a web page. And the scammer posts what appears to be pictures of legitimate puppies and kittens in your area. And so when the consumer reaches out, they contact the buyer or the seller, and the seller informs them that they just sold the last animal. But they can connect them with another seller that is in a different area. And what this does then is it doesn't allow the buyer to actually see the animal before they purchase it. So then the buyer reaches out to this new seller and purchases the animal, agrees to purchase the pet, and oftentimes is asked to pay with a prepaid debit card or a wire transfer or gift card, something that's not traceable or refundable. And so they make that payment, and then they get contacted again by the seller. And this time the seller says, well, now we need you to pay fees to ship your pet or to rent a crate to ship your pet. So then the buyer pays more money, again, usually through a cash app or some unrefundable or transferable way, that the money can't be returned back to the buyer. And in sometimes they actually get contacted a third time, and then there's more fees for maybe licensing or insurance. Yeah, they just keep contacting, and then the consumer kind of realizes, something doesn't seem right here, but by that time they've spent potentially thousands of dollars on their new pet. So, and they don't have a way to get that money back.
That's a pretty crazy scam right there. But I can see just how easy it is to think you got something coming. But then there's just more red tape here. So let's break this down. There's probably some tips here on how we can avoid losing out here on this particular scam. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so first we recommend that you search the business or individual that is selling the puppies or the dogs. You can do your own search. Do they have a website? Do they show a history of selling animals? And can you find that out there? Another great tip is to ask the seller for the name of their veterinarian. And then you can take that veterinarian's name and you can see if it's on the list of licensed veterinarians in Wisconsin, and we have that list on the DATCP webpage. And then we would encourage you to independently go and get that veterinarian's contact information and reach out to him or her and see, does this individual actually have animals? It's a great way to independently verify and find out information about the seller and their animals. We encourage you not to pay anything up front, because a lot of times they'll just take the money and then disappear if this is a scam. Consider, credit cards have greater fraud protection. Remember, wiring money, gift cards, things like that are just not going to be traceable or reversible. And then we encourage people just to take time and talk to someone. It's an exciting time. The possibility of adding a kitten or a puppy to your family is really exciting. But, slow down, do some research, talk to your friends and family about it. Don't give into high pressured sales tactics or any harassing or threatening contacts or communications. Just, take your time, talk with others, and do your research.
If you do believe that this is legitimately a scam, what would you recommend first, contacting police or contacting you folks at DATCP?
You can certainly reach out to us. You can file a complaint online at datcp.wi.gov. Or you can reach out to our consumer protection hotline and talk to somebody right away at 1-800-422-7128, and they can help you navigate kind of what are the next best steps. If the scammer also got personal information from you, you might want to explore that and see what resources are available to help you work through a possible identity theft issue. And we have that available to it at the Bureau of Consumer Protection.
I was just going to follow up on that question right there and say, what's the likelihood of identity theft being a part of this particular scam?
Yeah, it's possible. We haven't heard of that in particular, but it's certainly possible if they're sending you emails with links, if they're collecting personal information, financial information. So if you have concerns about that, certainly reach out to us and we can help you navigate that process.
And do you suggest contracts wise here? Like, should there be a contract because you are making an exchange? Like, is that something that might be a benefit to both parties?
Yeah, that's a great thing. I know a lot of contracts will lay out kind of the terms, what's included, what's not included, when payments are due, pickups, and all those details. They can be very helpful. Yes.
Yeah, all I see here is documentation, documentation, and more documentation. And then, as we talked about last time, you see something with paying in gift card, wire transfer, or cash. That to me is a huge red flag, and that's what they're seeing here. So, big red flag when you see those.
Yes, absolutely. And some of these purchases are in the hundreds to thousands of dollars. So it can be a large financial loss and, really difficult because you're expecting that little puppy or cat and they disappear. So.
Well, and it's so easy too, because you're like, well, it's a purebred, they can amplify it, that purchase in many different ways. Wow. Well, that's unfortunate scam to be talking about during the holidays, but I'm glad we're getting it out there.
Yeah.
And again, like you had mentioned, head to the website for more information. Trisha, thank you so much. Great job. And looking forward to checking back in with you next month.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
All right, that's Trisha Collins from the Department of Ag Trade Consumer Protections. And if it's the common thread here, if it's too good to be true, it's probably true. Not true. I said it wrong anyway, so there you go. Either way, hit the website, DATCP, for more information. Take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Pittsburgh.